And welcome, everybody, to the Daily Serve. Glad you're with us as we wrap up Tuesday, day 9 at Roland Garros. Brett Haber, John Wertheim. We're on the Alfa Romeo Terrace. The big headline coming from Paris today, the much-anticipated showdown between Serena Williams and Maria Sharapova. Never happened. Serena unable to take the court. She sent out this tweet explaining it. John, it's a pec muscle injury.
Injury she has never had before. This was to her right pec. She said that she tweaked it in her third-round match, played doubles yesterday, and today practiced a bit. But right now, I can't actually serve, so it's actually hard to play when I can't physically serve. True that, disappointment, and now I think the question is just, can this heal in time for Wimbledon?
Obviously, that's the big question for Serena. She's going to have an MRI tomorrow to see just how severe the injury is. Disappointing because we know how tough that rivalry is between Maria and Serena, albeit lopsided in Serena's favor. But is the takeaway for Serena still that at 80%, which is what Patrick Mouratoglou told us she was during this tournament, she was still able to notch some quality wins?
I think injury notwithstanding, this was a good event for her. Her level got better literally with every single match. She beat 3 quality opponents, played some nice doubles. We didn't know where she was going to be a week ago. I think she showed a lot. And again, if this injury can heal in time for Wimbledon, look out.
All right, let's take a look at some other scores that went down on Tuesday, final stage of the round of 16. Rafa was back on court day after his birthday. Was pushed a little, would you say, by Max Martin?
Yeah, credit to Max Martin. Lefty versus lefty. Rafa not at his best. Doesn't drop a set, mind you, but he was challenged a little bit. Del Potro taking out John Isner with a break in each set. And Kerber, who, remember, not all that long ago, Brett, was a #1 player. She looked the part today against Caroline Garcia.
Meanwhile, if you turned off the Kevin Anderson-Diego Schwartzman match after the second set, Anderson, the big South African, 6-1, 6-2, looked pretty straightforward. And as Paul Harvey would say, what's the rest of the story?
It was tough for Kevin Anderson to close out that match, and we had a huge size differential, but Diego Schwartzman hung around, got a break late in the third set, and ended up winning in 5 sets. So Diego Schwartzman now gets into the quarterfinals, and he gets Rafa Nadal. Remember, he took a set off of Rafa in Australia. They met again a few weeks ago. Is Diego Schwartzman going to beat Rafa Nadal in the quarterfinals of the French Open? Perhaps not, but a bit of a tricky opponent for Rafa.
Yeah, for Anderson, he served for that match twice, up 5-3 in the third, then up 5-3 again in the fourth. He's been seeing a sports psychologist. I imagine he might have to pay another visit here in the wake of that defeat. We've been tracking guaranteed winners by our Tennis Channel analysis staff. Let's assign the red X's and green checks for today. Oh, Martina.
Do we count that? That's a bit of a. It should be an asterisk and not a red.
That be a holdover to tomorrow. That
yeah,
was
exactly. Give her a lead on that one.
All right. So Martina has dropped 3 points, as have you, John. Cone 2, Lindsay 1, Tracy, James, Jim, and Shanda are all perfect. But we knew that before this competition started.
Guaranteed is it's a figurative term.
Right. I mean, guaranteed isn't literal. Why would we do that? Let's take a look ahead to Tuesday, to Wednesday rather, day 10 of the tournament as the quarterfinals begin. And that Team Zverev matchup is one we've seen, and it gets tastier all the time.
Yeah, that's when we circled when the draw first came out, and now it happens in the round of 8. Sloane against Kasatkina, similar. That could go either way. And Novak Djokovic, even as he's reached the quarters, Brett, we have not spoken about him a great deal. This is a match where he'll be heavily favored, and suddenly Novak Djokovic is looking at a Grand Slam semi.
Shame on us. He beat Verdasco 3-4-2. It all starts at 7 a.m. Eastern on Tennis Channel and TC Plus. Don't forget TC Live before that.